As Stranger Things hurtles toward its fifth and final season, the Netflix phenomenon that captivated global audiences nearly a decade ago finds itself ensnared in a web of scandals that threaten to eclipse its on-screen triumphs. What began as a nostalgic homage to 1980s sci-fi and adolescent adventure has evolved into a cultural juggernaut, blending heart-pounding horror with heartfelt coming-of-age tales. Yet, beneath the upside-down's eerie veneer lies a production plagued by real-world dramas. Allegations of bullying, infidelity exposés, geopolitical firestorms, drug-related detentions, and romantic entanglements with polarizing figures. These incidents, spanning the cast's tenure, paint a portrait of a show whose family atmosphere is as fraught as the Demogorgon's lair. From David Harbour's recent bullying claims to Noah Schnapp's divisive political stances, the ensemble's personal tempests have fueled speculation, boycotts, and soul-searching reflections, casting a long shadow over the series' legacy. At the epicenter of the latest uproar is David Harbour, the burly, soulful portrayer of Police Chief Jim Hopper, whose gruff exterior belies a complex on-set dynamic. Last week, shocking accusations surfaced that Harbour, now 50, bullied and harassed his younger co-star Millie Bobby Brown, the 21-year-old powerhouse behind 11. Reports suggest Millie, navigating the pressures of stardom since childhood, required a personal representative on set during filming to mediate interactions. An internal inquiry reportedly followed her complaints, though Netflix has remained tight-lipped, neither confirming nor denying the probe. This allegation arrives amid Harbour's own marital implosion, amplifying the scrutiny on his conduct. Estranged from singer Lily Allen after a 4-year marriage that blossomed from a Raya app match, Harbour's infidelities, spanning 3 years, were laid bare in Lily's blistering debut album West End Girl. Recorded in a feverish 10 days post-split, the 14-track confessional dissects their dissolution with surgical precision. Tracks like Tennis and Madeline pseudonymously eviscerate his betrayals, transforming private pain into public catharsis. Harbour, undeterred by the double-barreled assault on his reputation, offered a philosophical mea culpa in a candid Esquire Spain interview. Approaching his half-century mark, he pondered regret's futility. "I would change either everything or nothing. You either accept your path completely and realize that even the pain and the slip-ups and the mistakes are all part of the journey, and that there's truth and growth, wisdom and deeper empathy and connection in all that." He likened life to a precarious house of cards, where altering one element risks collapse. Amid the chaos, Harbour found solace in co-star Winona Ryder's unwavering support. Praising her as an extraordinary creature whose empathy dwarfs his own, he marveled at her emotional depth. "She's such a deeply emotional human being that I could never be. She has a brain that my brain couldn't stretch to that amount of empathy." This kinship underscores the cast's intricate bonds, forged in Hawkins' fictional fires, yet strained by reality's unrelenting glare. Shifting focus to Noah Schnapp, the cherubic talent who imbues Will Byers with poignant vulnerability, his trajectory has veered into contentious political waters. As a Jewish actor, Schnapp's outspokenness on the Israel-Hamas conflict ignited a firestorm in late 2023. Flashing Zionism is sexy stickers and declaring, "You either stand with Israel or you stand with terrorism," he drew swift condemnation for oversimplifying a nuanced crisis. Critics lambasted the binary framing, arguing it equated Palestinian advocacy with extremism. "I hope we can agree that Hamas are a recognized terrorist organization. They don't represent the Palestinian people when they value murdering Israelis more than protecting their own," he posted, igniting calls for boycotts of the final season. Fans branded him sick and twisted, urging viewers to abandon the show that propelled his fame. Schnapp's January 2024 TikTok apology attempted course correction, insisting his views were misconstrued from anything even close to what I believe. Addressing his 32 million followers, he advocated for peace and safety and security for all innocent people affected by this conflict, emphasizing dialogues with Palestinian friends that broadened his perspective. "One of the takeaways I've had is that we all hope for the same things, that being those innocent people being held hostage in Gaza to be returned to their families, and equally hope for the end to the war and the loss of innocent life in Palestine, so many of those people being women and children." He decried online vitriol, pleading for compassion. "I hope for 2024 that I will see people be a little more understanding and compassionate online and recognize that we are all human. We should stand together for humanity and for peace." Insiders dismissed notions of Netflix coercion, affirming Schnapp's authenticity. Noah, whether wrong or right, puts his heart out in everything he says and does. Yet, the backlash lingers, a stark reminder of how personal convictions can fracture a fanbase. Schnapp's past includes a 2020 misstep at age 15, when a video of him rapping Chris Brown and Lil Dicky's Freaky Friday sparked racial slur accusations. Viewers parsed his lyrics, convinced he uttered the N-word. Schnapp vehemently denied it, explaining neighbor as a camp counselor's innocuous substitute. I genuinely have never used that word in my life. I hope you all understand I could never even think about doing that, he stated in an apology, underscoring his naivety. I should have kept my mouth shut. This incident, though resolved, highlighted the microscope of fame on young stars, where innocence clashes with scrutiny. Charlie Heaton's saga adds a layer of border-crossing peril to the cast's lore. The brooding British actor, 31, who enchants as the introspective photographer Jonathan Byers, faced a 2017 crisis at LAX airport. Detained with cocaine residue, he was deported to London, his U.S. visa in jeopardy. Pleading with embassy officials, Heaton secured re-entry assurances, averting disaster for Season 3. Netflix's costume designer Kim Wilcox championed his return, lauding his sensitive soul and generous human being nature. Charlie actually is one of my favorites. I think he's made some great decisions in his life, and maybe this was just a time where something slipped. No charges materialized, as family claimed the trace amounts stemmed from unwitting exposure at a party. Heaton's statement clarified, "I was not arrested or charged with a crime, and cooperated fully with the U.S. officials at LAX." Fans rallied, viewing it as a youthful lapse in a tight-knit family atmosphere, where forgiveness prevailed over expulsion. Brett Gelman, the 48-year-old comic foil as conspiracy theorist Murray Bauman, stirred controversy by staunchly defending Schnapp's Zionism amid the backlash. Debuting in Season 2, Gelman's eccentric energy endeared him to viewers, evolving Murray into a linchpin of levity. Yet his TMZ retort, that Schnapp owed no apology and anti-Israel stances veered into anti-Semitism, provoked ire. "I'm for Israel, I'm for the Israeli people," he clarified, decrying Netanyahu while affirming self-defense rights. "I'm not for the death of innocent Palestinians at all, but at the same time I don't know why no one is placing their deaths at all at a responsibility of Hamas."